Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would talk about some embarrassing boy stories I have. They're pretty embarrassing, whether it was on my part or their part. I will be changing their names just because I don't know if they'll ever watch this, and if they do, sorry. Okay, but let's get into this. Okay, so horror boy story number 1. I, like many single females, yes, dated on Tinder. So this was my first ever Tinder date. It was my last ever Tinder date. He was really cute, and I guess it's like a thing to like ask your size on Tinder.
And
I mean like height. It's like it's a normal thing for you to ask about somebody's height. I think it's kind of shallow, you know. People can be nice and still be, you know, super tall, super short. Anyways, I was talking to this guy, and again, really sweet, really cool, you know, cute. So I decided to go on a date with him. Again, I just want to say this was my first ever Tinder date, so I kind of maybe broke some rules. He picked me up from my house kind of rule. I know, yes, it was a bad idea, but you know, luckily, thankfully, nothing happened. I'm still here. So anyways, he picked me up and he had a very nice car, and on the way over there, you know, we were just having like a nice casual conversation. Like, it wasn't even awkward at all. We listened to music, and we even had the same music taste, which is very rare, especially if you know my kind of taste in music. You know, it's yeah. We get to Six Flags, and he said he would pay for my ticket. So anyways, we get there, and he comes out of the car, and he's pretty short. Like, I'm 5'5", and was like 4'9".
Hey little guy.
Yeah, so okay, so I just want to say height is not like a thing for me. Like it honestly didn't even bother me that much that he was short. I would kind of make him feel better by like leaning on things here and there, so that way, like I said, to make him feel better it is and more secure, because I kid you not, the whole time was about his height and how he was very insecure about it. And I get it, I totally get it. People are insecure about their things, but you're on a date, man. If I'm feeling you and you're feeling me, then I mean, you don't have to keep bringing that up. I thought the date was going good. I mean, apparently not, because it was weird after that. But I don't know, we never talked again. He was nice though. Dating story number 2. It all happened when I worked at Hard Rock. Again, this was before Christians. There was this guy who worked there who we're gonna call Mark. I had known Mark since 6th grade. Yeah, he knew me in 6th grade, as 6th grade Courtney. So he was really cute in elementary school. I ended up getting him a job at where I worked, and one day he just decided to ask me out, and I said yes. Well, he asked me to a bar. I am a saint. I had never really drinking before I was 21, so this was like a big deal to me. And I was like, I don't have my ID though, and you don't have yours, so how are we gonna get in this place? Mark said, don't worry about it, I have a friend who works there. And I was like, okay. We get to the bar, and he has a friend there. This friend, not that it should matter, but it was a boy, but they were kind of weird. Like, Mark and his friend would talk about girls that Mark has been with, and he would refer to them as bitches. I'm just gonna say, he referred to them as bitches. He fucked bitches, and he fucked these bitches, and this and that. And I was just here like, is this supposed to be a date? I'm confusion. I don't know, it was really uncomfortable, and I thought it was a date, and I was so excited, and I told a lot of people, and he was really hot, and then it never became anything after that. I remember I even drove him to the garage afterwards where we parked our cars, or where he had parked his car, and he said we should do this again sometime, and he gave me a hug, and I remember thinking, no. Okay, so these last two were pretty short, so this third one I'm gonna try and make it as long as I can, try not to leave out any details, because there was a lot of things that happened with this guy. So we're gonna call this guy Jason. Okay, so story time about Jason. Jason was somebody I don't usually go out with. He was like pretty out there, very different. I don't know if he was a good different. I was trying new things, okay? We were trying new things. He flirted with me, but he never asked me out. So I thought that I would ask him out, you know, like the independent woman I am. We went on our first date, and you know, I'm all for going Dutch and like going 50-50 on dates. Like, that's not a problem to me at all. But I mean, I would have at least liked to have been offered. I feel like he even kind of expected me to pay for him, which I did. Again, not a problem. But I mean, come on, please ask. That would be nice if you asked. We went to Dave & Buster's for our first date, and again, I paid for the games and the food and the drinks, so that got kind of expensive. We went from there to, I think, to my house to go do something. I don't remember what we went to go do. We did not go do that, if that's what you're thinking. We didn't go do the deed, okay?
I heard that, you nasty.
We were going somewhere else irrelevant, and we were driving in my car, which was actually, honestly, my mom's car at the time. And I remember we were driving on the highway, and we were about to take an exit, and there was a car stopped on the side of the road. So I moved, but the car back of me didn't really move, and he didn't slow down, and he like literally bumped into the back of my car.
It's not my fault, not my fault. Oh my god, oh my god. I don't make me.
I was pissed. I was beyond pissed. And not only was I pissed because, you know, I had to get out on the side of the highway and confront this man, but my date Jason didn't even, you know, come out to the side of the road with me. This guy could have been a psycho. What if he had shot me? What if he had like held me to knife point? Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of stuff could have happened, but the whole point was that Jason stayed in the car. Yeah, I got the guy's number and everything, like the other guy who hit me, and he left a pretty big dent, and it was pretty embarrassing to have to call my mom and tell her what happened in front of Jason. And luckily he was okay with it. But this guy. So the other story about crazy Jason, we hung out at his place a lot. Not to do the deed, we never even kissed. So one day I was at home, and mind you, I used to live like on the other side of town, like 30 minutes I guess from downtown, and he just called me out of the blue and said, "Kay, can you come pick me up?" And I was like, okay.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
And I thought we were gonna have a nice evening and hang out, but no, I drive 30 minutes to homeboy's house, and he is covered in blood, like covered in blood. And not only does he not say anything at first, he just acts like it's no big deal. He was like, "Hey, so what were you doing?" I was like, "What were you doing?" Finally, I mean, I was kind of scared. I was kind of scared to ask, honestly, at first. I let some time go by, let him calm down, because he seemed kind of strange-er. And strange Jason said, oh, I had gotten in a fight with my mom's boyfriend and this and that. And I was like, okay, is that your blood or his blood? And he paused and he said it was his blood, Jason's stepdad's blood. I didn't know what to say. I was scared. I took him to my house, and I'm pretty sure he stayed that night. And yeah, after I dropped him off, that was the end of crazy Jason. So now we're gonna go on to the next guy, and this is a pretty short story. It was the time I was ghosted, but basically this guy had been talking up so much game. We'll call him Andrew. Andrew had talked a lot of game, and I don't mean from just then. In high school too, used to talk a very big game, used to flirt with me all the time, had no shame in his game. He was a pretty cocky guy. Out of high school, we started talking and he made up some really nice dating plans, which is very impressive to me because I mean, not many guys make plans. I was very excited. I got all ready, and what do you know, his car just happened to get a flat. And not only was I disappointed because I knew he was gonna cancel, I offered to help him, you know, to go get him, to YouTube how to change a tire because I don't know how to do it. I would have held a tire for this guy, and he just said, I think we'll just have to reschedule. And not only did he reschedule not once, no, not twice, but 3 times. Three times he canceled. And I just let him. My dumbass just let him do it. Alright, so here's another dating horror story. We will call this guy Devin. So it was around the darkest time of my life, middle school. Devin had a brother, and him and his brother were super cute. And not only that, he was a grade above me. So super cute, a grade above me, tall, handsome. He was up there, okay? Now that I've told y'all he was a grade above me, let me just also say that I had a cousin who was also a grade above me. So she was in class with him. I never really had a crush on this guy. I really didn't. He was handsome, and people knew about him. People knew about him and his brother. Again, but I didn't really have a crush on him. But what I'm about to tell you, why this is almost one of my top boy horror stories. My cousin that I had said is a grade above me had a pool party, right? And first of all, I hate pool parties. Why? Because I hate wearing bathing suits. And to this particular party, I wore a bathing suit that was a little bit small on me, okay? I was growing, okay? It was too small for me, and I didn't go ask my dad to take me bathing suit shopping, okay? So I wore that bathing suit, and I wore it in the pool. And this pool party was not only just a pool party, it was a karaoke party. So everything was going good, you know, nobody drowned. I mean, I wish I did, but so we were all in the pool, and I think we were planning on either eating or singing karaoke. Almost half of everybody was inside, and I was still in the pool, but I was getting out. So very casually, I got out from the pool and I went inside to go sing karaoke. So that's when I saw Devin, and I was like, hey Devin, how are you? And you know, just conversing as human beings. And he was being kind of weird. I thought it was maybe because I was a grade below him and I had never talked to him before, but then I realized something. My boob was out. My tiny little developing teenage boobie was out, and he didn't even tell me. Oh hell no! To this day, I wear one pieces or a t-shirt over my bathing suit. And for the last dating horror story I have, we'll call this guy Daniel. So, story time about Daniel. It was not a very... He was one of the low-key guys in high school. Pretty funny. He was just one of those guys. So I was kind of feeling Daniel, and I was kind of a thotty back then, so I thought we were going on a date. I don't really remember how we met up though. I don't know, but somehow I ended up in his car, and again I thought it was an actual date, and we ended up just driving around. We drove around for a while, actually, like a long while. I don't even remember what we talked about. I don't even remember what we did. All I know is that this wasn't the kind of date I wanted to be on, okay? I already knew something was going on. It felt a little bit sketchy, but I played along because, again, I was thotting and bopping. There comes a point where we stopped, right? Okay, and things were getting a little bit steamy, okay? We were making out a little bit. I was so busy, like, trying to keep conversation with this guy and, like, trying not to worry about, you know, getting killed, that I didn't notice that by my leg or by my foot on the floor of his car there was a carton of what looked like eggs. And so I picked it up. I don't know if I should have probably just left it there, but I remember I picked it up and I was like, oh, why do you have eggs in your car? And he said, they're not eggs. And so I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, what are they? And he said, I can't tell you. So I was like, are they drugs? And he was like, yeah. Okay, here you go. I gave him the drug eggs and he put them in the back of his car, but he not only just put them there, he placed them there like as if they were super fragile. To this day I don't really know what was in that egg carton. I don't really want to know anymore. Actually I kind of do because I'm really nosy. But no, the creepiness didn't just stop there. At some point in the night, for some reason, he had to reach into his glove compartment, and I looked in there and I saw a gun. Yes, a gun. So I was like, whoa, like why do you have that in there? And he literally said, because of the eggs. My heart stopped. So that was the end of, you know, my dating horror stories. Again, I hope my embarrassment brought you some entertainment today. If you like this video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.